Alright, y'all, so I'm back with another Bible reading. I'm on Joshua 10 to Joshua 12, page 188 to 189. I'm going to just try to get through these 2 pages, and then if it's not too hot, then I'll try to go through 2 more, but we'll just see. And again, it is a very beautiful day out here in Oregon. Very beautiful. I'm at the same spot as I usually am. But again, if you haven't gone outside today yet, I think you should go outside and experience the beautiful sun rays, the beautiful trees, all the bushes, all the flowers, all the things that God has put in this world for all of us. Just go out there and experience how beautiful it is, and just take it all in. But for now, I'm gonna start on Joshua 10, and again, I'm gonna try to get through these 2 pages, and then I'll see if I can do 2 more, but we'll see how that goes. And as the enemy was racing down the hill to Bethoron, the Lord destroyed them with a great hailstorm that continued all the way to Azekah. In fact, more men died from that hail than by the swords of the Israelis. As the men of Israel were pursuing and harassing the foe, Joshua prayed aloud, "Let the sun stand still over Gibeon, and let the moon stand in its place over the valley of Alion." And the sun and the moon didn't move until the Israeli army had finished the destruction of its enemies. This is described in greater detail in the book of Jashar. I think Jashar. So the sun stopped in the heavens and stayed there for almost 24 hours. There had never been such a day before, and there has never been another since. When the Lord stopped the sun and moon, all because of the prayer of one man, but the Lord was fighting for Israel. Afterwards, Joshua and the Israeli army returned to Gilgal. During the battle, the 5 kings escaped and hid in a cave at Makkedah. When the news was brought to Joshua that they had been found, he issued a command that a great stone be rolled against the mount of the cave, and that guards be placed there to keep watch over the kings inside. Then Joshua commanded the rest of the army, "Go on chasing the enemy, and cut them down from the rear. Don't let them get back to their cities, for the Lord will help you completely destroy them." So Joshua and the Israeli army continued to slaughter and wipe out the 5 armies, except for the tiny remnant that managed to reach the fortified cities. Then the Israelis returned to their camp at Makkedah without having lost a single man, and after that, no one dared to attack Israel. Joshua now instructed his men to remove the stone from the mouth of the cave and to bring out the 5 kings of Jerusalem, Hebron, Jarmuth, and Lachish, and Elgon. Joshua told the captains of the army to put their feet on the king's neck. "Don't ever be afraid or discouraged," Joshua said to his men. "Be strong and courageous, for the Lord is going to do this to all of your enemies." With that, Joshua plunged his sword into each of the 5 kings, killing them. He then hanged them on 5 trees until the evening. As the sun went down, Joshua instructed that their bodies be taken down and thrown into a cave where they had been hiding. And a great pile of stones was placed at the mouth of the cave. The pile is still there today. On that same day, Joshua destroyed the city of Makkedah and killed its king and everyone in it. Not one person in the entire city was left alive. Then the Israelis went to Gibeon. There too the Lord gave them the city and its king. Every last person was slaughtered, just as at Jericho. From Lebanon they went to Lachish and attacked it, and the Lord gave it to them on the 2nd day. Here, too, the entire population was slaughtered, just as Lebanon, or Libnah. During the attack on Lachish, King Horam of Gezer arrived with his army to try to defend the city, but Joshua's men killed them and destroyed his entire army. The Israeli army then captured Eglon on the first day, and as Lachish... as at whatever that name is. Sorry, my allergies are going crazy right now. Surrounding valley legs starting the entire population. So Joshua and his army conquered the whole country, the nations and kings of the hill country, the Negeb and the lowlands and the mountain slopes. They destroyed everyone in the land, just as the Lord of Israel had commanded, slaughtering them from Kadesh to Gaza, and from Gozman, I don't know those words. This was all accomplished in one campaign, for the Lord God of Israel was fighting for his people. Then Joshua and his army returned to their camp. When King Jabin of Hazer heard what had happened, he sent urgent messages to the following kings, and now it's just naming all the kings of the northern hill country. Okay, more kings. I'm just going to skip all that because I do not know those. I don't know those names. All the kings responded by mobilizing their armies and uniting to crush Israel. Their combined troops, along with the vast army of horses and chariots, covered landscapes around the springs of Marion as far as one could see. For they established their camp at the springs of Merom. But the Lord said to Joshua, "Don't be afraid of them, for by this time tomorrow they will all be dead. Hamstring their horses and burn their chariots." Joshua and his troops arrived suddenly at the springs of Merom and attacked, and the Lord gave all the vast army to the Israelites, who chased them as far as the great Sidon and a place called Salt Pits, and eastward into the valley of Mizpah. So not one enemy troop survived the battle. Then Joshua and his men did as the Lord had instructed, for they hamstringed the horses and burned all the chariots. On the way back, Joshua captured Hazor and killed its king. Had at once been the capital of Phredron of all those kingdoms. Every person there was killed and the city was burned. Then he attacked and destroyed all the other cities of those kings. All the people were slaughtered, just as Moses had commanded long before. However, Joshua did not burn any of the cities built on mounds, except for Hazor. All the loot and the cattle of the ravaged cities were taken by the Israelis for themselves. But they killed all the people, for so the Lord had commanded his disciple Moses. Sorry about that. And Moses had passed the commandments on to Joshua, who did as he had been told. He carefully obeyed all the Lord's instructions to Moses. So Joshua conquered the entire land, the hill country, the Negeb, the land of Goshen, the lowlands, the Arabah, and the hills and lowlands of Israel. The Israeli territory now extended all the way from Mount Halak near Seir to Baal Gad in the valley of Lebanon at the foot of the Mount Hermon. And Joshua killed all the kings of these territories. It took 7 years for the war to accomplish all of this. None of the cities was given a peace treaty except the Hivites of Gibeon. All the others were destroyed, for the Lord made the enemy kings want to fight the Israelis instead of asking for peace, so they were mercilessly killed. So they were mercilessly killed as the Lord had commanded Moses. During this time period, Joshua routed all of the giants, the descendants of Anak, who lived in the hill country in Hebron, whatever that name is, Judah and Israel. He killed them all and completely destroyed their cities. None was left in all the land of Israel, though some still remained in Gaza, Gath, and Ashdod. So Joshua took the entire land just as the Lord had instructed Moses, and he gave it to the people of Israel as their inheritance, dividing land among the tribes. So the land finally rested from its war. Here's the list of the kings on the east side of the Jordan River whose city was destroyed by the Israelis. And again, that's just a list of names that I'm not really good at reading, so I'm going to skip over that. Oops. Okay, so this whole page is let me show y'all. It's just a bunch of the king's names, so I'm going to skip over this one. Sorry, my nose is running very badly right now. Probably because I'm around all the flowers and stuff and my allergies are going crazy. I'm ready to drive these people out from before the nation of Israel, so include all these territory when you divide the land among the 9 tribes and half tribe of Men's, whatever that was, as I have commanded you. The other half of the tribes of Manasseh and the tribes of Reuben and Gad have already received their inheritance on the east side of the Jordan, for Moses had previously assigned this land to them. Their territory ran from Orah on the edge of the valley of Aaron River, including the city and valley, and crossed the tabland of Medebah and Didion. It also included the city in the valley and it also included all the cities of King Shion of the Amorites who reigned in Heshbon and extended as far as the borders of Ammon. It included territory of Gershonites and all the Mount Hermon, Mount Basha, with its city of... I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie, these last couple of pages have been just a bunch of names back to back that I can't read, so I'm just kind of skipping over a little bit to see what I can read. And all the territory of King Og Bashan, who had reigned, he was the last of the Rephaim, for Moses had attacked them and driven them out. However, the people of Israel had not driven out the Gershonites and the who still live there among the Israelis to this day. The territorial assignments. The land given to the tribe of Levi, Moses hadn't assigned any land to the tribe of Levi. Instead, they were given the offerings brought to the Lord. The land given to the tribe of Reuben, fitting the size of its territory to its size of population, Moses had assigned the following area to the tribe of Reuben. Their land extended from Aurora on the edge of the valley of Aaron River, past the city of Arion in the middle of the valley, to beyond the tableland near Medebah. It included Heshbon and the other camps. Again, just a bunch of words I really do not know how to say. Maybe I'll come back, and I probably won't, because I don't really know how to read these words, and I don't want to waste time trying to read them, especially considering it's very hot out here. So, the king who had lived in the Heshbon and was killed by Moses along with the other chiefs. The people of Israel also killed Balaam, the magician, the son of Beor. The Jordan River was the western boundary of the tribe of Reuben. The land given to the tribe of Gad, Moses also assigned land to the tribe of Gad in proportion to its population. This territory included Jazer and the cities of Gilead and the half-land of Imeon as far as Aran and near Rabbah. Sorry about that. Also extended from Hashbon to another name I don't know, and from Manamah to Labar in the valley where, and the rest of the kingdom of King Shion of Hashbon. Jordan River was the western border extending as far as the Lake of Galilee. Then the border turned east from the Jordan River. The land given to the half-tribe of Moses had assigned the following territory. The conquered lands of Canaan were allotted to the remaining 9.5 tribes of Israel. The decision as to which tribe would receive which area was decided by throwing dice before the Lord, and he caused them to turn up in the ways he wanted. Eliezer the priest, Joshua, and the tribe leaders supervised the lottery. Okay. Okay. So I don't got too much farther until I reach the New Testament and Psalms and the book of Job and all that. Sorry about that. But again, it's just kind of, I don't want to keep reading like the same stuff over again, because right now it is kind of at that point where it's just naming all the cities and naming what happened to them and all that, and I don't really care for all that stuff. I hope that's not a bad thing to say. It's getting a little bit repetitive for me, so I just, I don't mean to skip pages and all that, but I did want to skip those because, again, I can't sit here and just keep reading the same words over and over again. But it looks like these 2 pages tomorrow that I'm going to read are definitely going to be like that, and the next couple of pages are going to be like that for a little bit, so that's okay. I'll try to get through those. But for now, that's going to be it on my Bible, so let me real quick. Put that away. And again, I hope it's not disrespectful for me to say, I don't know these words or anything, because I just don't know how to pronounce them, honestly. And it's a lot of these words in this book that I'm not good at pronouncing, so I'm just going to skip those for now. But tomorrow I will come back. Hopefully if it's not raining, or if it is, I'll be inside reading it. But wherever I am, I'll read a little bit more, and I'll try to get past... I'm hoping tomorrow I can honestly get past most of this, so then I can just straight read the Bible. It won't be any confusing names, and I can just get through it pretty easily, but who knows. And it's fine to struggle as well. I know that struggling is going to help me out a little bit. It's going to help me, kind of understand these words, and I should probably be looking them up, but I don't take the time to do that, and that's my fault. But I should probably start doing that. And again, I'm going to try to pronounce as much as I can, but I just struggle a lot with it, and then that kind of makes me a little bit upset, so I just, that's all my problem. But, again, yeah, if you guys haven't gone outside at all today, I suggest that you do. I think everybody should get outside for at least 20, 30, maybe an hour every day. Even if that's just, you going outside, coming back in, going back outside, whatever it is to do, just get outside for at least an hour a day, kind of enjoy what the Lord has given us, because I know a lot of us spend most of our day inside, especially if you're working a job. But, if you have the chance to be outside, I'd say just go outside and experience all this beauty, because it is very beautiful. I don't know where all of y'all live, but I live in Oregon, and over here it's very beautiful, so I'm thankful that we moved over here. I like it a lot. So, just try to be thankful for everything that you do have. Don't focus so much on the negative things of life. Oh, let me just move up. And I know for somebody who's very negative, that's hard for me to do. It's hard for me to, focus on all the good things that I have when I'm always complaining about all the bad things. But I'm getting a little bit easier at just, starting to realize how blessed I really am at this life. And that does make me also upset, because then I think about how much I've messed up and how much I've done wrong. But it's okay. I think it's good to have those thoughts sometimes. I think it's good to realize that you have done some things wrong, and that kind of humbles you a lot, especially for me. So I'm glad that I have these thoughts. But don't hate yourself. It's the same thing that I've tried to say a lot. Do not hate yourself, because I can tell you from experience, hating yourself will only make you get worse. Sorry. But again, just don't hate yourself, don't beat yourself up over small things. Don't let your own mind become your enemy. In a lot of ways, honestly, your own head is your own enemy a lot of the times. A lot of people say that you're your worst enemy, and that's very true. But try your hardest to just be as best as you can, Try to be as good of a person as you can in this life. Try to do as best as you can. And if you mess up or fail, don't think that God is hating on you or that Jesus doesn't love you, because they do no matter what. They've said that before. They do love you no matter what. We just all got to try to step away from whatever sinful life we're living and try to step towards God a little bit more and try to be better, And that's very hard for a lot of people, but I think it's possible for all of us. So, again, thank you all so much for watching this video. And God bless all of you guys. I hope you all have an amazing and beautiful day. And maybe later I'll think of something else more to say, because I did wake up today with the intention to kind of go on a walk and talk about some stuff, but I kind of forgot what I was going to say. So I'll try to think of some more things. Let me see what time it is real quick. It's like 1:32. But yeah, guys, I love you guys. Again, stay safe out there, and just God bless all of you. Peace out.